Guys, Ju and Yu here, and today I'm going to be showing you the very first video of Yu-Gi-Oh I am going to do. Now you don't have to watch this video because I know not everyone likes Yu-Gi-Oh or trading cards, but I mean I just want to make this video to make people understand the game, so when I talk about it you guys will at least know what I'm talking about. You guys won't just be like puzzling like what do I mean. So basically, where do I start? Yu-Gi-Oh is a game where basically you have a 40 card deck and you fill it up with three basic cards. Now you fill it up with monsters, you fill it up with spells, and you also fill it up with traps. Now this is what your main deck is going to be composed of. There's going to be another pile called the extra deck, and that's where you put monsters who are like I don't know how to say this, special. Okay, let me show you. You have Xyz monsters, Synchro monsters, and Fusion monsters. Now these three monsters go in your separate pile deck. These go in your main deck. Okay, they're basically I don't know, they're like your boss monsters from your extra deck. It's kind of weird. And then what I wanted to show you was that there was these new monsters called pendulum monsters that were just added into the game. Now these are half monsters and half spells, but it's not like that too much. I'll explain how to use these in a little bit. Oh, and these aren't extra deck monsters. These are monsters that go in your main deck. So yeah, like I said, I'll get on to every one of these these playing styles in a bit. So first I wanted to show you what are monsters, basic of the basic. Now there are three types of monsters. Two. There are effect monsters, and then there are normal monsters. Effect monsters, well, as you know, they have orange coating and they have effects. Normal monsters don't have that, but they usually have high attack and high defense. Let me show you between two of these. So, see, the effect one has 2,500 and the other one has 3,000. And I just said attack. So what does attack mean? Attack is basically, well, in this game, there's something called life points, and in every game, every player has 8,000 life points. And when the player who has their life points becomes 0, they lose. So that's basically one way on winning the game. Another way is if you run out of cards in your deck zone. Like if you can't draw on your draw phase, when you don't draw a card when you're supposed to draw, you lose. Or when a card says you win the duel if you meet these conditions. Now I'll get to that, like how to play this game, like all the different parts, in a little bit. Now for right now, well, I'm just going to tell you how these monsters are. Monsters have their name up here, their attribute, which is basically dark, light, water, fire, wind, earth. I think I just said 6. So yeah, if I didn't, I'm just gonna say it again: dark, light, fire, water, wind, and earth. Yeah, I think I said it that time. So this one's a dark attribute since it's purple. Now I do have all the other ones, so let me just show you all of them. This is wind, this is earth, this is fire, this is water, this is dark, and this is light. See? 2, 3, 6. Yeah. Okay. So this monster is called Odd Eyes Dragon, and it's level 7. These stars represent a level, and their levels help with the summoning in the game. And I'll get to that in a little bit. The other thing is that it has typing. This typing is dragon, and if it's an effect, it says effect. Some other monsters will have different stuff here, like where it says effect, they'll have even more. But it's not really Well, no, yeah, it is important to know that. Some monsters will have flip here, as in they, whenever they're flipped, because in the game, there are different battle positions. There's attack, and there's defense. When a monster, if it says flip, and next to its effect, when it's flipped, like face up, either when it's flipped, you activate its effect. It's a flip effect. Now I'm getting ahead of myself, so I might as well just finish this one, and I just explain the other stuff. This one has an effect that you do on a certain condition. And here's an attack and this defense. I know it looks blurry, but I don't know why it's not working. I'm trying to fix it, don't know why. There we go. Here's its effect, and here's its attack and defense. See? Nice design though. There's that. And these other monsters don't have that. Well, they similar by the orange. This one's an earth attribute. This one's performable, Elefhammer. That one's Scarion universe. This dark attribute as well, and that one's earth. Level 6, level 4. And like I said, levels I've help in this game. It's basically how you summon. And summoning is how you bring out your monsters in the first place. Now, summoning first is like this. If your monster is a level 4 or lower, you can normal summon it, like that, on the monster card zone. Like just like that, summon it, and you can only normal summon once per turn, unless a card says otherwise. And if you don't want to normal summon it, you want to play defensively, you put in defensive mode, and in defense mode you put it face down when you first put it in your field. Basically that. And then monsters who have level 5 or 6, like this card, you need a tribute, and tribute is by getting rid with one of your monsters on the field, and you bring itself out, unless the card says otherwise. And that's that. And let's say you have two monsters, level 7 or 8, or like 7, 8 or higher. They need to tribute 2 monsters in order to bring themselves out. So you tribute 2 that are already on your field to bring out at level 7 or 8 or higher. Usually monsters with higher levels are better. They have better effects and better attack and defense. Yeah. Well, in the old game, back when it first started, the greatest thing you can do was tribute summon or special summon a really great monster. And when I said special summon, yeah, special summoning is when you summon other than normal summoning or flip summoning. Flip summoning is when you have a face down defense monster. Let me just show you real fast. Why did I use my hand there? Face down, when you have a monster in defense mode, face down, and you flip it face up. You can change its battle positions in attack mode. That's called flip summoning. And its flip effect still activates. Now, special summoning is when is another form. You can special summon as many times as you want if you're able to. And let me just see if I have a card. Yeah, I do. Okay. I'll show you what special summoning is all about. Now, these cards are called Yang Zings, and they specialize in special summoning each other. So you have a Yang Zing on the field, and their effects are that when it's destroyed, they bring out a Yang Zing from your main deck, as long as it's not itself. So you bring out, so Pulao, the wind one, is destroyed, you bring out this one. And this one's destroyed, you bring out this one. That's called special summoning, not normal summoning. And special summoning can be from anywhere from your hand, from your graveyard, main deck, extra deck, anywhere. Now, like I just said, graveyard. There are special places in this game. This is special tiles, Graveyard zone, that's where all your monsters go to die. Main deck, the bottom right corner, that's where you put all your cards, except your extra deck. 5 monster card zones. A field card zone, that's actually pretty different. We'll get to that in a little bit. spell and trap card zones. That's where you put your spells and traps. Where you activate them, where you set them, and like it just said, I'll explain that in a little bit. Getting out of hand here. Extra deck zone. That's where you put your special monsters. You put them face down first. Okay. Don't want to tell your opponent what you're using. I always put them face up. I don't know why. Okay. Before this video ends, I'm just gonna explain real fast how spells and traps work. First, spells. Now there are many spell cards. This is a general idea how they look like, and there are two that I'm missing. I input field spells, for the field spell zone, and ritual one, and that's another type of summoning called ritual summoning. That's basically where you have a spell card. Let's just say this is a ritual card. You put it, and then you sacrifice monsters from your hand or field whose total level equals the one of the ritual monster, and you just bring out the ritual monster. And the ritual monster is actually blue, and they go in your extra deck. No, your main deck. Yeah, and ritual monsters are getting pretty popular right now, so that's gonna be a thing, even though I don't like ritual summoning. Okay, alright, take these guys away. Spell cards, there are many different ones. The most basic are common. Common spell cards don't have a symbol here next to spell card. Now these other three, they do. See, this one has a lightning symbol, and that's called a quick play spell card. This one has a cross on it, and that's an equip spell card. And this one has the infinite symbol. That's a continuous spell card. Now this is how the symbols are how they are played. They help you how they basically have different ways of working. Alright, common spell cards can only be activated on your turn, unless said otherwise. Unless something says, oh no, activate this one from the field, hand, graveyard, anywhere. But without anything else, spell cards can only be activated from your hand as many times as you want on your turn. Here's this one can just be activated. Okay? Now, continuous spell cards, they have the infinite symbol. That means that when you activate them from your hand, they stay on the field. They don't just go away. Because that's one thing. Whenever spell cards are played, unless it says it stays on the field, it goes to the graveyard after being used. But continuous, they stay on the field unless something says it doesn't. So once you activate this one from your hand, it stays there. Now another one is equip cards. Equip cards, you need a monster on the field to activate this, or depending. This one says equip onto a monster. It says the equipped monster, so you need to already have a monster in the field. Let's bring out Odd Eyes here for a second. So you put the equip card on the spell and trap card zone, and like continuous, they stay on the field as long as the monster is on the field, unless something says otherwise. Now you equip this one to this one, and then all the effects, activates. This one says that the equipped monster gains 500 attack and 500 defense, so it's like bonus. It's basically spell. That's that equip spell right there. The last one is quick play. Quick play spell cards. Now this one, they're a bit different. First, on your turn, you can activate them from your hand, and you can activate them fast to counter some. You can activate them to counter something from your hand. But when you set it, it stays set until the next turn, and then it can be activated. It's kind of like a trap card, and I'll just explain what a trap card is, because I was about to get to that. Now, I'm pretty sure there are only 3 trap cards. My memory is a bit blurry, because these are the 3 ones I usually always see. I'm getting a little bit, nervous or something. Anyways, this is a common trap card. Common trap cards, like spell cards, they don't have a symbol. Now, this symbol is counter. a counter trap card is where, let's say I activate this one. No, let's say my opponent activates this card. I activate this one that's already set on the field and negate that effect, and then my opponent draws a card because of this card's effect, this card's effect. Counter trap cards, they counter other cards, and when you do, no other cards can be activated unless it's a counter card, a counter trap card. So that you can chain card effects like quick play cards, because these are like trap cards. Once you set them, they don't activate. Just like these, you can't activate these cards from your hand. No trap card can be activated from your hand unless a card says otherwise. So what you want to do, like traps, you set them and then you wait for the right moment to use them. Quick plays, these quick spell cards, they work the same. They're like half spells, half traps. You set them, and then you can't use them on the first turn as well. You can't use them on the first turn. They are set on the turn. They are set. The last one are continuous trap cards, and like this one, you need to be set first, like any other trap card, and then when you activate it, it has to be the turn that was not set. And then like continuous spell cards, they stay on the field until something happens. So that basically rounds up monsters, traps, and spells. And please watch the other video where I will discuss about Xyz, Synchro, Fusion, and Pendulum Summoning. So thank you guys for watching, and please leave a like, and please just tell me if you guys enjoyed these videos or if you thought this was helpful. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.